Does it do anything?
It's not 7 o'clock yet.
Maybe.
I've got an advert, so that was going to happen. Just so you're alive.
Officer, we need your help with a dire situation. Federation made a wrong.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're on. Well,
Okay.
in a second, delay.
Is there? Can you check the volume for me?
Volume's fine.
Oh, okay. So you can hear stuff. I don't know where the chat is at the minute. I'm trying to look at everything. You think it'll be on there? Oh, yeah, good point. Right, can't see any of the chat at the moment, so bear with me. Right. Once I find where the chat is, I'll get started because can't see anything at the minute. Right, I found the chat. Amazing. Hi Ellie, if you're here. Bob, I see your message. I got it. Well, I have no idea what I'm doing. There are 100 million things on here and I don't know what I'm doing with it all. But We'll work on it. I don't want to learn more. No, go away. Let's make something. Right. Oh God. Okay. So I don't actually know what I'm going to make, but I've decided that I'm just going to play around with some clay and see what happens because no idea what I'm doing. Actually, no idea. So I know how to present and I know how to make stuff. That's kind of it. So it's weirder than I thought it was going to be. Okay. So I've got a whole load of stuff here that I need to sort out. So the last couple of videos that I've done, literally, I've just thrown all of the clay just on here and just got on with it. So, and I put it out thinking, yeah, I can do something with this maybe. I'm not really sure, but here we go. So I'm just going to organise this. What I've decided I think I'm going to do is probably some coasters or something like that. I had a few ideas, but the software side of this is a learning process. That's what I'm going to call it. Complete learning process. The thing is, I've also got no way of seeing what I look like either. So this is going to be fun. So I'm just organising this at the minute because otherwise I'm not going to know what I'm going to do. Who thought this was a great idea? I don't know. Well, the good start is that I've actually got on live, I suppose, and it's connected and you can hear me. I can't see a thing, so I've not got my glasses on. So we'll do that bit in a minute once I've calmed down and, you know, relaxed. I'm not used to having all this in front of me. It's really weird. And also, I don't know why, but I just expected I'd hear people, and of course I can't. Just absolutely ridiculous. Right, got some bits here. That is ridiculously hard. I've got all sorts here. Bit of a mixture. Well, that makes a start. There we go. We've got a clear slate to work with. Question is it going to go right? We shall see. Right, I should have a face camera. Hopefully, you can see me. If you just see this bit, I've done something wrong. Hopefully there should be like a face bit as well. Fingers crossed, we'll see that. I've found the chat, yeah. I just don't know what to do with it. Well, I found the chat, but not the pop out. So this is a whole weirdest experience I've ever done. I have to work out what I'm doing here. Right, okay, I'm going to make a start. So I've got some cutters. I like this one because it's a really, really big one. Hang on, let's just get that in focus. There we go. But this is a really nice one. I couldn't tell you what size it is. I can actually. Yeah, it's almost 12 centimeters across, which is a really nice size for coasters. But I've also got some little ones as well. Now, if you do watch my channel quite a bit, I know Ellie, you comment quite a lot. Thank you very much. My friend is in the chat as well, and so is my partner. So they had to listen to my channel the other side, so they'll know that I like these. These are pretty good because I use all different sort of sizes. And it really does depend on kind of what I'm going to make as to what I do with it, really. So I am probably going to use this big one. I'm just finding places for everything. And I'm going to make a start. So probably the best thing for me to start with is scrap. So this is something that I do quite a lot. Now with my scrap, I literally roll it to one colour. I know a lot of people don't. Sometimes they have like a stripy thing going on and I can't do it. I don't know what it is, but I have to have it in one colour. And yeah, so this is one that I've had about for a little while. This one actually was the colour that I made theirs out with a little while ago. It's kind of like a sort of a grey colour. It's quite nice. But yeah, so it's pretty good. This is actually quite soft. I'm quite surprised. I've done no conditioning for this video whatsoever. To be honest, I didn't actually think this would work, and it has, and I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked. There we go. We're here, we're doing it. I suddenly realised that this might wobble my camera. Let's see. Yeah. Oh well. Let's grab a rolling pin. Oh, this is really lucky actually. I didn't think this was going to be that soft. So I don't know if you've seen a few videos ago, I broke my pasta machine. That was a catastrophe in itself. That was interesting. So yeah, it chewed up all my clay, and then myself and my partner decided to pull it apart. So I'm stuck with this. I'm stuck with it. I don't mind it, to be honest. I don't do a lot that needs really skinny clay quite often. I don't make canes or um the Skinner blend thing, all that. I don't do that very often. So I don't mind using a roller. The only thing I find is when I'm filming, sometimes it goes a bit, it shakes my desk quite a bit, but we're working on it. It's how we do it. Oh, is this good? Yeah. What I tend to do is have a base. So this is like a rubbish colour, as I said. So I've got a base, and the reason why I do that is because then you don't have to use all these really nice bright colours that cost an absolute fortune. If you've got scrap, always use scrap first, and then you can have a really thin layer on top of something like this, and then it works out obviously cheaper. There's probably things that you could do with this, colour wise, but I do that based on the fact that I just like to save clay. Kind of works out that way, really. Just grab my knife. So this is a tile, and I always work on a tile because if I'm making something and it has to stay put on the tile, so like for example, I can't move that now because if I do, it will it'll go out of shape. I haven't done a great job of cutting this, but we're going to work on it. The last video that I did, I put the speed down to like 1, and I was just rolling like this. And I thought, wow, I work really slowly. I'm so used to speeding up videos. You see how slowly I work now. But the last video that I did was 6 hours long. And I had to obviously get that down to about 20 minutes. Most of the time, I do all right. My phone keeps going off. Um, yeah, I should really look, see. This is another thing. I'm not used to talking while I'm doing stuff. I'm used to like staring at YouTube. Weirdly enough, watching stuff um that I want to watch while I'm doing it. So it's very weird doing this and having to chat through it. Very weird. Mind it though. Having fun. So this is quite skinny. I would say it's actually uneven slightly, but we don't care about that. We're not here for perfection. I say this a lot in my videos. With polymer clay, if it goes wrong, you just kind of sort it out, glue it back. I don't know if you can see my lamp. Lampshade, lampshade. It's working. It's up. It survived. It's not going to fall down again. I hope not, anyway. Sometimes if the cutter isn't sharp enough, let me just turn this down. Can't hear myself think. If this isn't sharp enough, it will blunt the clay, and then you have to kind of do a tidy up, which is what I've just done. But it's not too bad. But I didn't just press it in long enough, and it is slightly thinner at one side, which is probably why it's done it. So I'm just going to flatten it out a little bit. I like to do these coasters, so they're a particular type. And I saw them on Pinterest, like the idea, and it was two different styles. So there was like one color, and then on the top it had some cutouts. It looked so good, and I thought, yes, I like that. And I made some a while back now, and I'm going to do a similar thing. But it's just so nice to make. And they're a really nice present as well. And because my cups of I'm going to show you what I'm drinking out of in a minute. Because my cups are huge. Um, yeah, I like a big coaster. What can I say? There we go. This is huge. I just made it as well. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Just gonna see. Guys, camera views are good. Good job. Oh, you're proud of me. Oh, that's so cute. It feels weird because I'm talking to myself. And you know when you watch people on YouTube and it's like you're having a conversation because lots of people are talking, you can see all the chat and stuff like that. Very weird, very surreal experience. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to do some clashing colours, I think. Let's do clashing colours. Clear off a little bit. So I haven't used this yellow. Let's go with, or could do all the greens or all the blues. See, this is where I get like, this is where I have my problems sometimes. I have so many colours, and I think, oh, I want to do that one, that one, that one. And then I then stare at it thinking, well, what do I do? So maybe we should, I've got loads of those ones. They're all covered in fur, of course. Yep, fur, fur. Don't have dogs and play with clay. Simple as that. Just don't. Okay. So let's go with something that doesn't need conditioning. I reckon. Is there enough of that? No, let's do that one. So that's going to stay put. I probably should have done it over here, so I had a little bit more room, but that's going to stay put now. And then I'll do the top part. The idea is that gives it a bit more thickness and obviously strength. And you can just use clay, whatever coloured clay you want. You can use, anything you want. But I like to save, the coloured clay, the clay that I really like, want to save it. So let's see if I've got enough room to roll now. Probably not. This is not a branded clay. I forget what it is, but it comes in these little tiny packets. And yeah, when I bought some clay bulk, they were actually in it. One of the sellers just kindly just popped that in there for free. So I don't know what this is, but it is really soft. Good for life. Means I'm not conditioning forever. But this might tear, so I've just got to be a little bit careful with it. When I'm conditioning, I like to kind of do this. It just means it doesn't kind of go lumpy in certain places. And then when you stretch it, you can kind of feel where it is and where it isn't. Thin and out. Kind of works for, well, works for me anyway. Something just popped up on the screen. It's bright yellow. Oh, thank you, Ellie. Is that a donation? Oh, you're so amazing. Thank you. See, this is all new to me. I've got no idea what all this is going to do. All I know is how to make stuff out of clay. So, working on it. This is the thing when you do YouTube, you kind of have to have so many skills. So when I first started, I've done clay for about 30 years now, so quite a while. But I had to learn how to edit sort of off the bat. So I did my first video and that took forever. And it's still up. If you want to laugh, you can have a look at my original video. It's still there. And I had to learn to edit at the same time as well editing a video. Yeah, so I kind of threw myself in the deep end. So this is like another skill now. Whether I'll do it again or not, I don't know. We'll see. Right, so this is kind of a bit of, I know it's tearing a little bit, so I'm going to just put it on and then see what happens. It should be okay because I've got, the reason why it's not too bad is because I've got a base on there. And that's obviously will thicken it out anyway. So worst case scenario, we've got a bubble there. Worst case scenario, I'll just recut it. So now what I'll do is, yeah, there's a bubble there. If you get bubbles, I just take a knife to it. I don't make it complicated. Just there's a few there. And then I'm just going to re-roll it. I've just got my concentration face on. Yeah, that's okay. Right. I'm going to recut it because that's the cheats way of doing it. because then, oh, that has got a bubble there. This is a really weird clay because it's so extra soft. Put a tiny mark in it and it will. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, have we got any extra bits on there? Yeah, I'll just get rid of that. Leave that. I quite often do this with my nail. I don't know whether I just find it easier. So if you get like a cutter and then it doesn't cut properly, as we saw the first time round, and I just use my nail to go round. I do that in a lot of my videos. You could, in theory, and probably best use a knife because then it would be smoother. But you know, with clay, sometimes it's just fingers. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, this is really soft. I'm gonna work on it. It's fine. Right. Okay. So what I need now is, where did I put my cutters? Get out. One's on the floor. Wow, this is really staying my hand actually. Quite surprised. Okay, so I can't see anything again. So I'm just gonna have a look. Probably be best to recut it, yeah. Hi, Ninny. Um, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm kind of, my brain is just going doing everything all at once. So I'm just kind of seeing how it goes. So I think I like to do the top one first. I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit because I want it to have a kind of like a sloped edge. I want it to, you know, have a little. I am actually gonna. Yeah, I've got a bubble. Let's get rid of that. Just have a look at the chat. It's just because I've got it up here as well. Hi, Ninny. I said that. I don't know if you heard me or not. Welcome in. Thank you, my darling, for your contribution of £3. Right. I'm going to cheat here because I don't want to cut any more off this. I'm just going to go around like this. That gives me a bit more of an edge then. I think I've squashed it a little bit too much. It's not perfect. It won't ever be perfect. Right, I think I'm going to do... Should we do a flower? I'll put it out there to the chat. See what you think. I can do a little... I've only got one square one, so I haven't got anything else. Right, so I could do... I'm just having a fiddle with these cutters because what I like to do is work out a pattern because obviously I haven't got 6 or 8 of the ones I need, so I'd have to repeat them. So what I'm thinking, I think those two are the same. Yeah. What I've done before is just made like a simple flower in the middle. I don't want to tempt like anything going wrong, so I think I might stick with that on the first go. But I'm going to make a double layer, so the other layer will be different. So what are we thinking? Let's go with this little one. Now, normally what I would do is get up and then have a good old look as to where the middle is. But I can't do that when I'm on a live. Yeah, that's about right. I am going to look. Yeah. We've got a middle. Or do I want the petal to come that way? That way or that way? We choose both. Just having a look at everything because I think I like that one as well. Okay. Let's go with this one. That was wonky, but never mind. It won't look wonky at the end. Okay. I wonder if that would look nice. I'm going to try and do something different here. Even though I have done this sort of thing before. That is so wonky. Nothing I can do about that. Never mind. That's going to bother me. I wonder. I wonder if I can fix it. This is the sort of thing I would do, but not on camera. So let's see. Let's just see what happens. Squash it back in and see what happens. I didn't like that. Wouldn't even know it was there. Right, let's get it right this time. Better than it was. That's good. That would have bugged me if I'd have left it wonky. I thought I was going to get away with it, but I thought no, that's just not going to work. Hi, Austin. Hi, Cheryl. This is really weird. Thanks for being here, everybody. Okay, I've faffed around a lot with that. Enough now. So what else can I do with it? Let's see. I like it so far, but it needs something else. I've got my trusty dot tool and the bigger one. I think so. The dot tool I put in right to the bottom, so it kind of like hit the tile. You sort of get that noise, probably annoying on camera. And then what I tend to do is kind of widen it out a little bit and then put it back in just to make sure. With soft clay, it can kind of smudge really quickly, and then you've got it all out of shape. So you just have to do it quite slowly. Just so you know, I am going to throw an absolute ton of glitter and mica powder all over this. It's just going to be a mess in here in a minute. Just like to kind of, you know, warn you so you know what's coming. I've got so much stuff everywhere. I've got everything in like reach. I'm never this prepared. Hello, welcome. Making a coaster. So this is the top layer of the coaster. I have made it before. I have made a type of coaster like this before. But this is going to be the top part, and then I'll do a second layer for underneath. I like doing this because it's kind of like, it's quite therapeutic. Um, you can do it without really thinking. You're just putting dots in things. And as I showed you before, if you do it wrong, you just fill it in, and then, you know, no one would know. That's what I think anyway. I think, can I notice? If I can't notice, no one else will notice. Yeah, Ellie, I'm definitely getting out all the glitter today. Have I got it ready? Oh no, I'm gonna have to get it up. I haven't got it ready, but I will get it out. Okay. Oh, I'll squidge this bit. Which one do they use? So if it does kind of squidge a bit and you put in a cutter and it's kind of moved another cutter, just put it in again. Sometimes it'll go in. I'm going to try and not make a mess now. Okay. Right, okay. So I'm just going to do these ones up here. 2, 3, 4. I just want to say I haven't planned this, so I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants now. I love doing it. It's just kind of, this is what I do. This is my thing. I've got a warning. What's going on here then? YouTube's telling me off about something about it running slow. Let me know if the live is running slow or anything like that. Hopefully it isn't. Hi, Liverbird 67. Welcome in. Yeah, I love mica powders as well, Cheryl. I don't know what I'd do half the time if I didn't have mica powder. I know that clay comes in lots of different, colours and stuff like that. But if I didn't have mica powder, particularly the ones that I use, I'll get them out in a little while so I can show everybody the ones I use because I do recommend them. But yeah, for me, it just transforms everything. Um, and even when I don't like something, my partner will tell you, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't like this, don't like that. And then I've thrown a whole bunch of glitter and mica powder on everything, and all of a sudden I love it. Just kind of what happened to the balloon. Not that I didn't like the balloon, I just did. I liked it, but it kind of like came alive the minute um that I did all the glitter and mica powder. Just love it. Right, let's do the side. My creative process is really slow. The only reason you get it quick is because I've got a fast forward button when I edit. I sometimes can sit here for ages thinking, what am I going to do? And then just playing with whatever I've got. But I'm glad it's straight now. I'm kind of glad about that because that would have bugged me. If I wasn't on live, I would have probably rolled it up, started again. But I just thought I'd try it out. Try out my kind of like, can I think on my feet skills? Kind of worked, I guess. Just making sure that these are all the similar size. Ooh, some of them have gone a bit wonky. Right. Okay, so what can I do next? That one's great. That would be okay. So these are shapes I've got. I don't know if you can see these very well um, on the camera, but I've got lots of different shapes. I'm wondering. So I've got like a pear-shaped sort of one. Um, got another one of these like that. I just don't know what to put here. This is what I'm thinking now. What's going to go there? I'm wondering whether no, I've done that already. I like that one. Maybe. Oh, hold on. This looks good. Got an idea. Got plenty of room for this as well. If I put one there and then on the other side, that would fill that area up. Let's try it. Yeah, that's good. I already like it. Yeah. See, I squashed that one a little bit, so I'm going to have to go back in with that and then just squish it out. And then I'll pick this out. Yeah, that's good. Let's try these ones. Kind of sort of turned it into a flower without realizing it. Yeah, I agree. I am my music too. I buy all sorts of glitter. I get my glitter from Smiley's Glitter Store. I don't know if you know it. I don't actually know where it's located, but I found them on Facebook. And they're just brilliant. They mix all their own glitters, so they get it all in and then they do their own mixes. And I buy quite a lot of glitter from there. But because I haven't used glitter in such a while, I realised that I do need to kind of stock up a little bit. So I might do some at some point. I might get some more from them and then maybe do a video or something. Right. So I am going to find some glitters and some mica powders. Let's see what I can find. Oh, it's got really warm in my room. Let's have a drink. Mm. Okay, that went everywhere. Never mind. Right, okay. I'm a bit dry. So this is a Nazo. I don't think you can see it anymore. Or it's not kept up. Oh, I think it's got a delay on it. I think we're in a delay. So this is a Narzo mica powder pigment. It says on here, this is really dusty and dirty because I use this so much. It's mica powder expertly designed and by craftsmen and artists. It's the strongest concentrated pigments that you can use. Basically, it's really good. So I'm just going to show you some of these. I mean, you would have seen these in my videos anyway, but I recommend these. These go so far. This one's a blue. I mean, there's an array of all sorts of colours that I've got here. Um, and these are really good for basically everything. I know if I'm going to put mica powder on something, it's exactly what I use. So these are, I mean, I've got a whole rainbow here. Absolutely brilliant. This is one of my favourite ones. This blue, and then of course you will know if you watch my channel very often. I use the bronze. This is a brown, but it's very bronzy, very nice, particularly with that. So I'll probably do that today. Champagne I use quite a lot as well. I don't know if you remember me making my monster pot. It was a while ago now. But I used that. Which one? The champagne. I used the champagne on there. Yeah, it's very, very good. But yeah, absolutely love this stuff. I'm gonna put it away for a second because I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna use this for yet. So I don't know if I've finished yet. I don't think I have. Let's put these on. Oh, this is gonna be a bit wobbly. I'll have to bring that one back out again. because this is so soft, it doesn't pick out and flick. I like I like getting hold of it and flicking it right out, but it's not doing it. It's not playing ball. And also, if you can get it so that it does that, it then doesn't change the shape, but it has just a little bit because it's got soft. So now we just go back to this one. Just tidy it up a little bit. Let's do the last one. What colour do you think I should do the bottom part? Any ideas? I mean, if it was me, I'm probably just going to go with blue, coordinating green colours because that's kind of my favourite, but I could put orange with it. See what happens. I'm just tidying this up a little bit now, ready for texture. That's what I'm going to do next. Definitely needs texture. Haven't got those out either. I haven't really thought about what I was going to use. Let's do that one. Nice and simple swirls. Let's put that back there. So I did used to sell my things that I made a while ago, but I found it really difficult for from the cost of the stall, and then sort of obviously getting everything there. And I did it a long time ago, a long, long time ago, and it just didn't make any money. And I find that the more you put into obviously making things out of polymer clay, the more you have to charge. And that is really difficult. Having making things out of polymer clay, um, and then charging, enough to cover your tools and your time and all that is really difficult. And that's one of the reasons why I started doing tutorials, because I could still develop myself because that's kind of what I did it for to start off with. But I can also show other people some cool things as well. I never found, particularly where I come from, I'm about an hour from London. Um, I've never found them really, sort of, I wouldn't say not beneficial is the wrong word. I just didn't make enough money. Because I think nowadays, if you think about it, a lot of people, you buy in bulk, and things can be made really quickly now, and it is really difficult in terms of like selling handmade things. I don't know whether it's the fact that people not necessarily don't respect the artist, but it's kind of like they don't really see how long things take to make, that sort of thing. but I've never really found that it certainly wouldn't pay the bills. Not for me, definitely not. But if I was going to, going back to a question, it would be my time. So how much I want per hour, which can, again, like I said, it can put some people off. And then it would be materials, um, and you'd have to kind of like add it all up and then work out a price from there. But some of the stalls, when I did them, I mean, it was, gosh, I think it was about 15 years ago now. Um, yeah, they charge so much money for the tables. It's just it wasn't worth it. So I do this instead. Right, I'm going to trim a bit off now, I think. Have I got it? Is it still round? Let's cheat and do it this way. I like to have a texture on it because then mica powder comes in and of course then it looks really cool. There's a bit, it's a bit bare there. Can I put some? Let's try it. Okay. Put that on there. Ooh. Yeah, that'll do. Let's get it round again. I was going to cut it again, but I do it like this. Easy. Okay. What colour for the mica powder? Or should I do glitter and mica? No, just mica powder. So I can do, what I like doing is like a brown with aqua. I think it looks really nice. Hi, Sarah. I like, so this sort of colour is actually my favourite colour. So you probably see that featured quite a bit, and I do try and avoid it as much as I can, because it is my favourite colour, and if I did everything in my favourite colour, then yeah, it would kind of, that's all you'd see. So anyway, as obviously I trail off there for a second, I'm trying to read comments at the same time. Really confusing. So yeah, my favourite colour, and I like mixing that with brown. Well, this is brown, but it's like my favourite. It's like a bronze, and it just looks so cool. I've made quite a few things with this. Um, so for those that have just joined, we are making a coaster. I'm just going to grab a coaster to show you what they are actually. So I made these a little while ago for one of my videos. These are dusty. So this is what they look like. So it's a very thick coaster, and they're patterned and coloured all over. Now, what I did was a design and cut it out on the first layer. And then the second layer, I did a pattern of some description. Doesn't matter what I did. It doesn't matter what you do. And then it shines through. So you've got a very, very thick coaster, but it's really sturdy, ridiculously sturdy. And yeah, and then with this one, it's weird not me holding it up because I'm so used to holding everything up and talking. Um, so this one, I did resin in the inside of here, and it's fared well, to be honest. I mean, it's got a few coffee stains on it now, as you can probably see. But yeah, it's really good. And did I varnish this one? I think I varnished this one as well. Whereas this other one was not so deep. So although I did resin them still on the inside, on the cutouts, it is just such a cool idea to do it like that because then it doesn't go underneath. So if you're gonna put mica powder and glitter and stuff like that, it's always best to do a good varnish or resin. I'm not always a fan of resin. I'm a very, 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 very beginner. So it's worth sort of testing out a small piece first. I would obviously bake this first, and then I would put resin on it on the inside. And this one, I mean, to be honest, both of these turned out really well. They turned out absolutely fine, and you can have it either side as well. This one I didn't do a backing. I wish I had done because obviously it's just plain. But this one I did. I went all out with this one. But yeah, it's also really heavy. But yeah, so this is kind of what I'm doing. So something like this. Right, let's get some colour on this. Now I think that'll be enough. Now I'm gonna use my fingers because I'm not, oh, is this the bronzy one? What am I after? Is the one I want? Is that one? Yeah, this is the bronze one. It looks funny on camera with all the lights on. Right, here we go. As you've noticed, I've probably stopped talking. Oh, I know I've stopped talking. This is where the bloopers come from, because that would have been a blooper. What I meant to say was I've stopped talking because I have to concentrate. I have a tendency to kind of think of something and then don't give me a second to buffer it before I say it. So yeah, that's where the bloopers come from. Oh, that looks really cool. I really like this. Yeah, this is good. Good, good, good. Let me know in the comments what you think. So that has just given it a completely different look. And I'm covered in it. So I'm now going to just go around the edges because I like a solid colour at the edges. And what I will probably do is also go round the both layers as well. So I'm just going to put a bit more on here. I don't normally do it that way because I throw it everywhere. Paintbrush on that one. So now I'm just doing the edging and I'm looking at it and I can't actually see two layers. You can't see the scrap part, but I'm doing it anyway, just to make sure. Because I know once I've baked it, um there'll be a part where I can see it and that bugged me, so I can't do that. Ooh, pretty good. Yeah, Ellie, I'm completely unfiltered. I can't help that. And I think that was actually kind of like where the bloopers developed from, based on the fact that I had to learn to present. So I had to, and I haven't got anxiety as such, but I wasn't cool with it to start off with, and I kept messing up and doing it again and doing it again. And I thought, how am I going to get over this? And I thought, well, just do bloopers at the end, and then it's all cool. So that's exactly what it is now. And I'll just ramble on and have fun and laugh at myself, have some fun, and then whatever I see is suitable for the world, I put on in the bloopers. So sometimes they're not. Sometimes I swear, every now and again when things don't go right, and that can't go on YouTube, obviously. But yeah, anything and then it just kind of. This is why this is weird for me, because I have to think what I'm saying. Got to be careful. Got to be careful. Right, I don't know what I'm doing now. I've lost my track. So you just sort these holes out. And I think what I might do is put some holes, put some, what do I do? What do I do? I'm just trying to look for another paintbrush that isn't the size of a house. I can't use this one for the middle bits. What I'm going to do now is go round all of these bits on the inside, because you can see the 2 layers. So if you're going to do 2 layers, like a scrap clay, and then you colour, you've got to colour these bits in. Well, you don't have to, but I recommend it because it does look cool. I'm just trying to see if it's actually working. I don't like this brush. That one's covered in glue. Let's see what else we got. Will that one work? What's going on that one? Run that space. See, this is what happens to my hands. I just get covered in it. And then sometimes I'll come out of my craft room and I've got it down my face because I've like itched my cheek or something. And I have like war paint. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I don't know how I've managed to get a YouTube channel. I've just been lucky, I think, more than anything. I'll have a look at the comments in a minute. I'm just going to do this bit, otherwise it's kind of boring for you to watch. So I'm just doing this a bit quicker. My partner Ash is in the chat, and I hope he's still watching, because he doesn't realise yet that he's cooking. Baking. He's on baking duty, so he doesn't know yet. But he'll know now. Well, in a minute he'll know. So this is going out of shape. Let's sort that out. Sometimes what I do is like put it on its edge. It's not going to be great to watch in terms of, the tutorial, but it's so effective when you go inside the cutouts and cover it. It's so good. And I can't remember. I don't think it was those 2 that I've just looked at. I think it was another couple that I did. And when you put them on the side slightly, they just look really cool because you kind of spend ages doing the insides as well. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like an antique sort of look. Let's just check it all. Thank you, Sarah. I am quite liking this, weirdly enough. It's weird because I didn't know what I was going to make, so it's kind of lucky that I just thought, oh, do a coaster, I find them not easy to make, as in, oh, do I find them easy? I'm just going to stop for a second. I do find them easy, but I wanted something that I could do while talking, so this is it, and I'm glad. So these bits here, do I need any more bronze? Let's see. Yeah. Got a bit there. I'm going to put the lid on now because I throw it everywhere. I've got a smaller one. Might need a smaller brush. Okay, that bit's done. I do need a smaller brush for the little dots, the holes there. Let's see. I don't even know if that's going to work. That's tiny, but it may or may not work. We'll see. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, I quite like the colours. Yeah, this is kind of my go-to, I think. And yeah, I would have liked this even if I was just messing about doing a video. Um, it's kind of a miracle, really. Right, that's the top done. I do need to clean my hands. Safety wipes. Now I've got to try and save that little bit there. I put a bit too much on. Let me think. I normally scrape it into a piece of paper or something. Can't waste it. Getting there. I've just wiped my hands, and I've just got it all over me again. Okay, so let's get this cleaned up a little bit. So what colour shall I put on the bottom? Hello from Australia. Hello, Australia. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's my first live. It was a bit scary, first sort of 20 minutes. I'm kind of settling a bit now, I think. It's weird just talking to myself. I'm used to it if I'm just recording, but yeah, not on a live. It's weird. Right, okay, so I've done the top. For those of you that have just come in or just joined, this is the top part of a coaster, and it's going to be a double stacked coaster. I've made them before. Just going to give this one a bit of a dust so it looks better. There we go. So I've made them before. This is what the orange and purple one that I did. And they're just literally two flat pieces like this, stacked on top of each other. And then they have like a different pattern underneath. So where the cutouts are, you'll see a completely different pattern. So I'm at the stage now where I'm going to do the bottom part. And I'm just going to sort of find out what colours I'm going to do. I'm not too sure just yet, but I do need a drink because it's thirsty work, this. Thanks for the bob, the bob bob. Thanks for the money, Bob. So we do pink. Sarah thinks pink. What colour? Bright pink. I've got this one. This one. I've got a lot to move. Got to move. Have I got anything else? I've just got reds over there. Or we could do orange. The crazier the colour that's underneath, the better. Because it stands out. And obviously these holes are quite a lot smaller. Um, but yeah, I like to jazz it. So I normally do a clashing colour, but let me just give this clean. Just trying it up a bit. A colour like this. This one's also got a pattern underneath. So on this one I did the pattern underneath and the smooth on the top, whereas the other one I did lots of different ones. But yeah, I'm not too sure what colour to do. It's got to shine really crazy through it. And I probably, because of the mica powder that's on it, I will probably resin this, but not on the live, because that would be be dangerous, to be honest. But I'll probably resin it because it's got a lot of mica powder on it. Anything that's got glitter mica powder, always gloss it, particularly if it's going to have a high use, like a coaster would do. So Cheryl, this clay I'm using is kind of like a I've got scrap underneath of this, and the teal colour is like a non-branded colour. It's something that came free with a big order that I got. But the majority of this is fine though. So all my softer ones, I think some of them are Sculpey. That's a Sculpey, that's a Fimo. I can tell just by the feel of them normally. I've got a Fimo there, all sorts of different ones really. Mostly Fimo because it's more sort of available in the UK. But Sculpey I got when I got a big order, so I went on eBay and just got a whole bunch, and I managed to get some Sculpey. I do find Sculpey really really soft though. I struggle with Sculpey sometimes. So, ooh, thirsty. The middle pink. Someone said bright green. Ginger. She said ginger. You said bright green, navy blue. So at the moment, I've got these colours. I quite like those as a mixture. We could do red. This is for the backing. Or yellow. Or we could literally do coordinating colours. Because I'm not going to stop once I've just done the backing. I'm going to do some other bits to it as well. But we'll come to that. Just sort of, I don't know, made it up as I go along. This colour. Got some blue, purple, translucent. Not very much of that though. I also have, now where did I put it? Hold on one moment. Well, I did not colour this. I've also got some of these. Find a tissue blade. Made a jelly roll for, I forget what video it was for. It wasn't that long ago. I've got jelly roll pieces. And these are quite good because they're quite easy to make. Obviously the translucent, that's right, I did it for my lampshade. See that? Forgot my lampshade already. But yes, I did that for my lampshade. So I've got all of this to use up. This is another reason why I don't make canes very often because I just don't know what to do with them after. So I've still got this hanging around. I'll probably make a coaster with it or something. I'll do something with it. But yeah, I've got those as well. But as you can probably see, my lamp is still lamping. It's not calling it. So yeah, it's still up. Is it not ginger? Have I said it wrong? I went to the only place I've been to in the US is Oklahoma and Texas. They're the only places that I've been. But I've spent the majority of my time in Walmart because my cases got lost. So I had to buy something to actually wear after I've been on a flight for like I don't know how long. Um, and and the other place was Hobby Lobby. Of course, why wouldn't you want to go to Hobby Lobby as a crafter? I hate the way I talk. Sound really stupid half the time. Plus, I've got a wobbly tooth as well, so that's not helping with my speech pattern right now. We're working on it. We're doing it. It's okay. We decided what colour. I think I'm headed towards this orange. Imagine what that's going to look like. We can't have that one because that's too similar. Oh, red. Let's see. See, this is why I like to record because sometimes I'll sit here for at least um 10 minutes just trying to work out what colour. And that's probably why my recordings are like 6 hours long because I just mess about. That's going to be too plain. So I think we've got. Let me get some of these out. Um, I think I'm going to go for the orange. I don't know why. I think orange. Yeah, orange. Just reading. I'm having to look over here to read the chat because I can't see it down there. Yeah, let's go orange. Okay, let's get rid of all these on those. Okay. I don't know if I've got enough actually. This actually might not work. Let's see. This is a really small amount. And I know my orange that I've got in my box is um oh, that would be ridiculous um to condition on a live. I wouldn't be able to do it, I don't think. I'm gonna try it. If I can get away with it, I will use it. But I might have to use a backing. Might work. Fill the holes with glitter, Ellie. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Pour glitter in them. Wonder what colour though. Yeah, this might work. I think I've got enough, just about. I'll have to use a backing colour. Or, yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so let's quickly roll something else. I didn't realise all this is so soft. How quickly did that roll? Right, that's going to roll quicker. I have got some translucent, just a little bit here. That's my last bit. So I keep hold of it. It's got dog hair on it though. Yep, it's got dog hair on it. I've just shattered a whole bunch of illusions that I know what I'm doing. I'm sure of it. So if I use that, what I could do. This is going to take me forever to roll. Yeah, let's use some more of that as a backing colour. Change my mind. Yeah, polymer clay isn't complete without dog hair. The amount of times I've had to just sort of check on something before I took glamour shots for the videos because I was like, that's got hair on it, that's got hair on it, that's got a fingerprint. This is what happens when you have 3 dogs. That's why I don't worry too much about like white. I mean, all of my white is really dirty. But what I do is I obviously have clean hands once I do when I do it. But I roll it all out and just keep rolling. And would you believe it? It actually gets rid of it all. Failing that, I use like a small little pot like this, and then I fill it with hot water from the kettle, and then just wipe it all off. But yeah, Link, one of my dogs, has now decided they'd like to eat polymer clay. But I'm quite lucky because he does this mischievous look. So he'll look up at me, and then he'll look at what he wants to get. So he kind of um dobs himself in, you know. So because of that, um, I kind of catch what he was doing. But he nicked some clay and ran into the lounge with it the other day, and then gave it to my younger dog Bailey. That was fun. No animals were harmed in the experiment. But yeah, now I put it out the way, higher up. I mean, I never used to have to bother. I've got an older dog, Oscar, and there was no problem whatsoever. And all of a sudden, I had 2 younger dogs, and they like to eat all the things that I didn't expect. So yeah, that was fun. I don't know where that tangent came from. I don't know if I answered the question or I'm not sure. I can't remember. You know, this is probably the quickest I've ever actually made anything. It is actually. I'm so slow normally. This is really, really thin as well. So I'm just going to try and stretch it out. Might have to re-roll it. Yep, split. Don't you just love it when that happens? How did I develop my own art style? Trial and error. Um, Determined. I can't draw, so I thought, well, I'm going to have to do something that's crafty. Um, and so I just kind of, when I first started, I used to make little hot dogs, little burgers, um, and little earrings. Used to make ghost earrings. And the way I'm going to explain it sounds weird, but you know, like my lampshade and the fact that it's upside down, that's what it reminded me of, a ghost sort of earring. I can't explain that any better. But yeah, and the rest of it is just roll it and see. Best way. I could never write a book because I'd be rubbish at it. I wouldn't be able to explain it in a book how I did it. This is a bit better. I'm just trying not to roll it too hard. I don't want anything to knock off the table. So this is another way I do roll out soft clay. So if I get it to a point, and then I'll just put it in the palm of my hand and then do it like this, because it will flatten it without tearing. And then I'll do a little bit of a stretch to see if it's thinning in any particular area. Because if it's suddenly going to thin in the bottom, in the middle, I then have to re-roll it. So I do it like this, because this is quite thin, or quite soft, should I say. So it has a tendency to go thin really quickly. And this is a mixture of lots of different clays as well. And again, sometimes that's not a good idea. So if you mix lots of different brands, they all act differently in the oven. So one may cook quicker than others. I call it cook, I know I should call it bake, but it's the only thing I do cook. Okay. Yeah, that's thinned. Right. I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna get another tile. See, I don't mind that it's gone thin because I'm going to put another layer on the top. So I'm not really too bothered about it. Normally I would make this a lot thicker. Yeah, it hasn't cut very well, either. And the reason why I would do it a lot thicker is because it would be more stable. But not today. Right. So I'm going to do my trick again with my nail. It's just a good way of getting a smooth edge as quickly. Right, that's going okay. Let's go back to the orange, but I do think I need to wash my hands. Always have baby wipes handy. Right, get them to dry. Let's go back to the orange. I'm going to re-roll this because I don't want to work miracles. It's as simple as that. I'm going to re-roll it just so it looks a bit prettier. I probably could have done something with it, but I want it to be a bit better than it looks. I think this is going to look really nice. Has it gone dark? Oh, it's not dark yet. Looks dark because I've got my blind shut. Oops. So this is going to be really, really sketchy and really, really thin. So I'm going to do my best to get this to stretch out to the size that I need. Sometimes it just happens like this, but you can, this is kind of what I'm showing you, really, you can cheat. So you've got a tiny, tiny amount of your most favourite piece of clay and make it stretch. Because that's what I'm going to do. So I found a thick part here, so I'm just going to just gently pull it out. And this is how I sometimes, I do like a pasta machine, but to be honest, I wanted it to work when I wanted it to work. But before that, I hadn't used it in maybe 5 years. It was collecting dust. And I thought, oh, I'll just go one day. And then, of course, the video that I wanted to do, or the video I had planned, used a pasta machine. But it's too late by that point. So I've not got a great record of pasta machine, so I stick to my roller and my stretching. So we're getting there now. Look, it is thinner here, but it's not too bad. And now we put it on this one. I'm going to make sure I haven't got as many bubbles in it this time. Let's see if it'll fit. Yeah. I'm wondering if I can move that out of the way a little bit. There we go. I like to be centre. I like to everything be in the right place. Uh-oh, it's stuck. Oh no, 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 no. Don't stick on me. I was going to sing there and then I realised. No, singing. Right, okay, can we get away with this? I don't know. Have I ruined it? Let's see. No, I don't know. There we go. No one will know. So I'm going to sound that one. Oh, God. Okay. It keeps sticking to itself. It's just trying to show me up now. Okay, so now it's going to go on a bit lumpy looking, but it won't matter. It's torn. Okay. I've got some bubbles. I'll get rid of them. Cut them down. And this is a bit here that I kind of like stuck over itself. And it is very thin because you can almost see the colour through it. But We're not going to worry about that because that's what mica pad is for. Right. Where is there it is? Now this time I'm going to make sure it's definitely down. So I'm going to use my roller. Sometimes I do kind of that sort of motion, and I'll kind of like bash it, but obviously it's going to make a lot of noise. So I'm going to do it quite slowly. Some cookie cutters aren't sharp. I very rarely use plastic ones on the basis that, ooh, there's my light. That frightened me. On the basis that they're not sharp enough, so they won't go through really soft clay. All it would do was tear. So yeah, I always use the metal ones. Good tip is also to get it to go round before you lift it up, and it should be better. Now again, this doesn't matter too much because it's going to be covered in micro glitter in a minute. Smooth it out. Okay. Let's see what I can use. I know that one works quite well. That's very similar. Let's do something completely different. I like to do something that kind of clashes or looks weird. The only trouble is that's not very long. That can look weird. I think it might look weird. It's this one. Star. No. Let's do it anyway. This is a real deep one. This is why I like this one because you don't have to push very hard. It's very, very sharp. It's a really, really good one. So yeah, it comes out quite well. Whereas some of them you have to really push very hard. I'm gonna leave those bits. Right. Oh my god. We want something to shine now. Didn't have any brushes prepared or anything. I'm putting this on quite thick because I do want to cover up the clay as well. It's the same colour. It's obviously orange. Um, so I want it to really just shine up. Hope you have a nice dinner. Let me know what you have. It's a good point, actually. How's everyone's day going? I know, obviously, I mean, I'm in the UK, so we're it's about 8:30 here, I think. Yeah, 8:45. So it's evening for me. How has your day been? I'm just trying to make this a bit deeper. I missed it a couple of places. I just want to make it good colour. Let's do it there. Right, let's get some more colour on this. That's what I need. We're going to put too much orange on here. That's fine, but not on here. So now these will be baked, and then once they're baked, stacked on top of each other. What I tend to do is bake the top one, then I'll stack the top one on the unbaked one, and then rebake it. So I'll just put like an edging of liquid clay, so that they go onto the top and don't move, and then probably bake it a third time, and then put an edging. So with the ones that I've got here, so this one has an edging on it, and I just made that same sort of colour. With the purple and pink one, I did a completely different kind of edging. So I did like a pattern on it. I did like a print on it, and then it went all the way round basically, and then just did it like that. So what I call a make and bake. So you make it, you bake it, and then you have to make something else to go with the baked part. That's how I do it. But this worked out quite well. You can do it so that you transfer this to here, but I wouldn't recommend it because that would quickly go out of shape. And I know full well that would go out of shape for me because it's a really, really soft clay, but also it's got holes in it as well. So all the holes will kind of like go into different sort of shapes, and it wouldn't be worth it. So yeah, so I will bake that one and put that on top of that one. And that is what we're going to do. Okay. So I don't know how to pause this, but I'm going to be 5 minutes. So I'm going to put these in the oven. I'll know how to do it better next time. I'm going to try. Oh, so they're in the oven now. So what I'm going to do is just get some of this out of the way. So when I've got them back, I'm going to bake them both together. And the reason for that is just for kind of the sake of having them ready quicker, so I can show you the result. What I'd do before, or what I could do, is bake one at a time, and then it just depends on how I feel about it and how it looks. But for this live, I'll do both together. They'll both be baked, and then I'll probably do an edging. So yeah, I'll look for something that I can do an edging with. Has anyone got any questions while we sort of wait a little bit? I'm just sorting out all of my brushes. Have a tendency to kind of throw things all over the place when I make things. I don't know why. I find it very therapeutic. Just to kind of get on with it. There. Then have a little pot. Right, so that goes in there. And those can go in my brush pot. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with these. I made a pot. Where is it? Here it is. So I made a pot. So this was, I didn't film this one. I made this kind of like a little while ago just to sort of make something. I needed to do something. But the jelly roll that I've got here is a different one, but it's sort of similar sort of thing. It's just translucent and white. But yeah, this one turned out lovely. And when you put like a candle in, I don't recommend putting heat in anything like this, because it'll probably crack. But if you get like a fake candle, it's really good and it shines up really nicely. Oh. So this is the reason. One of the reasons why I'm not too sure about this is because there's part here that it actually kind of like smudged quite a bit. It went really big, but what it did do when it happened is it sort of created almost a 3D look. It looked really nice, but I do prefer them all really close together. So what I tried to do with this one, when I did, I mean, it's got kind of like orange on it now, so I'm not going to use this. But what I did with this one is rolled it a lot tighter. So when you stretched it out like this, and I will just stretch this out so you can see. You can see it kind of like keeps its shape like this. So it actually turns out like this. I don't know if you can see it right well. Whereas with the one that I did before, had a tendency to kind of like go out in lots of different directions. But this sort of worked out quite nicely. And as you can see, you can stretch it quite far. Um, and even though I did roll it quite tight, you can move it around, so you can get it out a little bit. I found that quite good. But if you squash them without kind of like any thought to it, it does have a tendency. I'll show you on this one. I'm kind of squashing it wherever. It has a tendency to then misbehave. I'm going to call it that. And it will sort of, widen out wherever it feels like it, and also rip as it has done on this part here. But yeah, this one I did really neat rolls, whereas this one not so much. But it's really nice I wish I had a candle here that I could just pop in, but I don't. But they look really nice with like light behind them and stuff like that, because obviously it's got the translucent in, and that's exactly what it does with the thingy there, over there, the lampshade. So yeah, that's that. So I'm going to get some glitter out in a little while. I will probably, I'm just sorting my seat out. I will probably um, glue the glitter on because I wanted to make sure that um, all the mica powder and everything stuck first. If you put mica powder on something, um, it's best to do glitter first because otherwise it will just slide off. It doesn't. It's not great for that. Um, so yeah, I'm just going to roll all these up. I might make. Let's see what I can do in the time that the other one's baking. This one won't be baked by the end of the live, but the other one will. So we'll try that. What's my favourite glitter? Good question. Um, I've got so many. I've got a. Let me think. I think it's called Golden Shimmer. Gold, obviously. But it's got little highlights of um red, blue. It's really pretty. I don't know. I got it from Smiley's glitter store. And I always buy that because it's got one of these. It's got the type of glitter that just I don't know. It just anything you've made, it just turns it into something brilliant. Love it. Right, that hasn't gone through enough. Yeah, so this one I'm doing now. I'm not going to do a double coaster, but I'm just doing this one while the other ones are baking. Otherwise, you'll just be sitting there watching me do nothing. You don't want to do that. Again, this is really thin, so I'm going to use another layer on top of this. What should I do with this one? don't know if this will be soft enough, but I'm going to give it a whirl and see. Oh, God. Whoops. So I've noticed it's got a little bit of um, the other colour in it. It's got a little bit of that colour in it, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think what I might do is pull a bit off and cover that up there, and then do the same with this side just in case. Not what I want there. Because it's on my rolling pin, I didn't realise. I'm going to soften this up a bit more because it's getting on my nerves. So with this one, I'm just going to do a bit of texturing with this mat. I'm kind of just winging it, to be honest, because this is sort of what I do on a daily basis for my videos. I just sort of think about what's going to look good, what have I got to hand, all that sort of stuff. So now what I've got is a pattern piece. I'm going to grab it off here. And I think I might which way round should I put it? Do that. Then I'll grab another colour. And this one is really, really thin, so I'm going to be quite careful with this one. Oops, she says, and then throws it about. Okay. Might do. Woo! Well, that didn't work. Let's try again. What's blue? It's feather blue. Loud? Can't. That's it. No. What I want is that part there. I'm just going to try and see if I can get that bit to match up. But it's going to overlap. So I'm going to just cheat and do this. Good. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm just kind of concentrating all of a sudden. I think I've forgotten, which is kind of stupid, but really. So yeah, I wanted this one to not clash, but I wanted this one to have I don't know, something a little bit different than the other one. So it's got a raised piece here. Don't mind that at all. I'm just going to move that in a tiny bit. Get the edges kind of neatened up. Now something fancy. Um, let's go with that. Right, now for some mica powder in probably a completely different colour. I'm thinking you can tell I haven't planned this. Wonder what that would look like. It's not strong enough. Let's go with the gold. I like this called I like this one, it's called Flash Gold. and it really does flash. It's quite a nice one. See how much mica powder just makes so much difference. So I'm being quite gentle with this. I'm not pressing too hard because I want it to catch the top kind of impression rather than go all the way through. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It really does depend on how kind of how much I press down on the actual clay with the design. But yeah, I think this has turned out quite nice. Quite like it. And again, what I'm going to do also, I'm not going to clean the brush from before. I'm just going to go around the edges because I like the colour anyway. And also for the inside as well. That's too big for the inside ones. Where did I put them? Let's go that. And again, because it's double layered, I'm just going to get that. I'm going to get the dog hair out first. The special ones have dog hairs baked in them. Anyway. Yeah, so because this one's a double baked one, so it's got 2 layers, 1 scrap layer, always go on the inside. And it just looks so nice when it's come out of the oven. And then you can't see any sort of double layers. You can't see that it's not that colour all the way through. Obviously, you will have a backing. You will have a different colour that's on the backing, but you can always bake something else and then put it on there afterwards. You could do a make and bake, as we call it, and you could put something on there. Let's go with these ones on there. And I'm also going to do the little ones as well. Sometimes I don't. And these ones obviously was a complete sort of blue layer at the top. And I can't see any double layer. But I'm going to do it anyway. It's just quite nice seeing the glitter, sorry, the mica powder sort of come through. Sometimes I like to add a little bit of few dots, kind of at random. I just see the design where I think, oh, it's a little bit plain there. Let's put a couple of dots. Sometimes I do them in a 3, so that's 3 together. And then because that's wobbled the cut out a little bit, I'll just put that back in. Just give it a final dust. So the other one's been in the oven, I think, for about 20 minutes now. Can't believe it's gone that quick, to be honest. I normally bake at about 75 degrees Celsius, and that translates to 167 degrees Fahrenheit. Sometimes a bit hotter, but it really does depend on the thickness of the clay that you're baking. So it's this one I would bake probably only for about 20 minutes on 167 degrees Fahrenheit, because I have an electric oven. It likes to burn everything really quickly. I don't cook, I bake clay. That's it. So I only know that based on kind of trial and error. I have got this in my description in a lot of my videos. Basically says, that if you use a gas oven, it can sometimes waver the sort of cooking temperatures inside, and then you end up with a bit of a problem. Because it could burn sometimes. I had a gas oven before, and I had it. Sometimes it would bake, it was absolutely fine, and there's some things it would look great, but then I'd touch it and it would fall apart. So I like electric ovens for that reason, because you can kind of rely on them. I just put it in, and 20 minutes later I come back and it's done. So this one's the second one. Now, I wasn't planning on doing this coaster, but I've done it because obviously I didn't consider that I would need to bake it. I didn't plan that far, obviously. So I didn't consider I would need to bake it. But here we are. So I've done this one as well. This one you won't see baked. What I will probably do in my next video is probably just do an extra show and tell bit just to show you how this turned out, with maybe some, not glitter. I'm not going to glitter this one, but perhaps with some resin on it or something, something like that. So what I'm going to do now, oh, welcome in, Cara. Hiya. Yeah, so that was my coaster. I'm just going to go and get the double stack coaster that I've got in the oven at the minute. I haven't got it out of the oven yet, so I'm just going to go and do that. So I haven't got anything to kind of like. I'll be back in just one moment. I'm just going to get it. Got the seat all muddled up now. Okay, so as you can see, they just have come out of the oven. Well, you won't be able to see that, obviously. Right. So this is warm. I'm just going to get them off the tiles. Normally I would let them cool down, obviously. But to be honest, with something like this, doesn't really matter. This turned out quite nice. So this one will go into the oven after the live, and then I'll show you what it looks like basically on probably my next video. I think that's probably a good idea. I'm just going to try and see if I can take some of this glitter mica powder off. I don't know if I've got too much on here. Always trusted a baby wipe. It's nice and handy. Now again, with things like this, it's just so easy to do. You just think, well, I don't have enough colour for a whole thing. We'll just put a couple of colours together, and it works out absolutely fine. I mean, I probably could do a lot more with this. If I wasn't on a live, I'd probably put some dots around here, or some balls maybe, or something like that, and make it a bit more jazzy. But it's just kind of like showing you how easy this sort of thing is, and what you can do with it. I've just taken a little bit off here. I just wanted to see whether it comes through or not. Let's put a bit back. But sometimes if you get the colour in the wrong place and you want it to highlight, what you can do is actually wipe the whole thing off with a baby wipe and then put it all back on again. So don't be frightened to put lots of mica powder on something. Just, try. I like to call it trial and error. Kind of what I do, really. Okay, so these are a little bit cooler now. These are very bendy, so that's quite good. And this is quite bendy as well. It's still warm, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So this is going to be the coaster look now. I don't know if you can see it very well. Got quite a really unusual look to it. Now there's two things you could do here. You could either glue it together, so you could super glue it together, and then that's it basically. And then what you would have is sort of the two lines here. You wouldn't have a collective kind of like seal all the way around it. Now, if I was doing this for a video, that's probably what I would do. I would pop them together with, say, liquid polymer clay, and then I would create a rim for them all the way around, so you couldn't see the two levels. Basically, you couldn't see them. But it's like this at the moment. I think it's quite cool. So I'm going to put it underneath so you can get a good look. There is a delay on my camera, so I'm not entirely sure when you do see this and when you won't. So I'm going to hold it here for a second and just give myself a minute to catch up so I can see what you'll see, basically. The only way I can do it. There we go. Yeah, so I'm in the right place. Now it's really dark, I actually noticed, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. But what I can do is because I will put this live up, so it's like a replay, and I'll use the kind of the thumbnail, if you like, for the glamour shots. But I think this is going to turn out really, really nice. It's going to shine really nicely through. I probably, even though it looks like there's two here, I probably wouldn't bake it again. I would probably just glue it together. So as it's cooled down, is it down enough? Yeah, it's cooled down enough now. I'm covered in glitter. I'm in mica powder. I don't know why I keep saying glitter. So to basically, literally to glue it together, that's all I'm going to do. Now the thing blah, 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 blah. There you go. There's a blooper for you. The thing I like about um doing this is because you can throw all sorts of different colours together. Clashing colours are my favourite. Anything you think, oh, that would look awful, and it doesn't. It looks so nice on these coasters. So I'm just going to put these together now. It's weird because they're still warm. I mean, they're not hot, don't get me wrong. I'm not doing anything I really shouldn't here. But it's normally I would kind of, I don't know, wait a bit, watch a bit of TV. But yeah, this has turned out really nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show the front camera because I'm not sure that this top showing camera is going to give you enough view. So I'm going to just pop it up here so you can have a look of what it looks like because I think this is really, really cool. Now, for some reason, this is still quite bendy. It's really, I don't know, it's got like a sort of a bit, I think it might be because, to be honest with you, it's like, yeah, it's sort of, well, they're thin layers for starters. I think that's probably one of them. But to be honest, they're sort of, I don't know, it's just worked. Now, I think you could sort of tidy up the edges a little bit, and make it so that there is more of a sort of, I don't know, make it look like it's just one thing basically. But I like it, the fact that it looks like two, but it's not. So I'm really hoping you get the look of this. Um, Hold on a second. Apparently it's not in shot. I have no idea how to get it in shot. Let me try. Hold on. I don't know why it's not working out. I'm gonna put your coffee on that tomorrow. Sure, I certainly can. Can you see it? Can everybody see it? Just let me know and then I'll just hold it steady. Perhaps I'll go down as well. Perhaps I'll show you this way round. It's really tricky because normally I can see whether it's in shot or not, but I'm not doing doing a very good job at this bit. Excellent. We've got a yes in the chat. So I'm going to hold it like this and then just do a bit of talking about it. So obviously you wouldn't expect orange and teal and sort of gold to go together, but I just think it's such a cool look. It's sort of, I don't know, it clashes, but it clashes in a really, really good way, and that's what I love about it. So yeah, here's a coaster. I will be doing the as I said, I will be doing the other coaster, and then perhaps I'll include that in the next video that I do. I can just talk about it a little bit and show you how it turned out. Off camera, I might jazz this up a little bit more. I might do an edging, I might do a back. It really does depend. I like how they are, and I like the fact that it's done. I mean, I could have done this in maybe sort of half hour, 45 minutes. You could do it really quick if you wanted to. And the thing is also, it's a good thing for sort of presents and things like that. It's an absolutely brilliant way to make something that you haven't got to think about too much. And then you can, have a brilliant sort of, you know what I mean? You can give a nice present. That's what I meant. I've got to stop thinking about what I'm saying. So I am actually going to end this live here. I'm really hungry, I'm really thirsty, and I'm absolutely boiling. But I just want to say thank you so much for being in the chat today. This was my first one, so I've got absolutely. I normally wear glasses, so I can't see too well. So I don't know how well it's gone at the moment, but I've just loved to sort of, I've loved doing it. It's been a new experience, I have to say. I'm gonna say I prefer filming, I think. It's just I just wanted to give it a try. I wanted to see if it was possible. I wanted to see if it was successful, that sort of thing. And I'm glad I've done it. So thank you ever so much for being here today. I will show you some. I'm gonna probably edit this live and then I'll add some glamour shots or something like that at the end. I'll do something fancy anyway. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of your donations. It was really, really lovely of you. So just one more look. So this, shall I do the end bit? So this is how you make coasters out of polymer clay. Thanks for watching. I stayed for a second because I don't, yeah, I just want, I think the chat's a bit slow, so I'm just catching up with the chat. Oh, you're welcome, Ellie. What I'll try and do is I don't know the technicalities of it yet because this is all new to me. But what I'll do is I'll get the full live like edited, and then I'll put it up so you can sort of watch it as well. So it's been an experience for me. I've got to admit, I've had to fly by the seat of my pants a little bit. Yeah, it's been a bit. I've not found it awkward, but I've just had to kind of think quicker than I would normally, and I have made a real mess. I'll take some photos. I've made a real mess, but no, it's been really fun, and this is baked, so this is ready to go. So this is good. Yeah, happy with that. But thank you ever so much for joining. I really do need to go because I'm so thirsty. And I will catch you all soon. Hopefully, my next video will be out Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to make. I'll work out something, so it will be Wednesday. But thank you so much for joining. I love chatting with all of you. It's just I just love the fact that people are interested in what I do. I find that fascinating. I love that so much. But thank you so much, and I'm going to go now. See you later. Bye.